The Magic agreed to send reported Celtics target Aaron Gordon to Denver. The Boston Celtics and Orlando Magic started the day of the NBA's trade deadline with some fanfare, but much more could be on the table. Here's a rundown of everything happening. Portland acquires Norm Powell for Gary Trent Jr. The reported deal: Raptors Norm Powell to Portland Trail Blazers for Gary Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood. The Blazers pick up a proven scorer in Powell, who has big game experience. He could prove to be a nice supporting piece around Damian Lillard and McCollum. The Raptors might be on the brink of a teardown. Heat acquire Nmenja Bjelica from Sacramento. The reported deal: Bjelica to Heat for Harkless and Silva. Miami adds to its floor spacing by picking up a sweet shooting forward in Bjelica. He's having a down year, especially from three, but could be a nice addition for the Heat. Nuggets acquire Aaron Gordon for Gary Harris, RJ Hampton. Pick the reported deal: Aaron Gordon to Denver for Gary Harris, RJ Hampton and a first-round pick. The Nuggets were Boston's reported rival in Gordon talks, and they ultimately offered a package the Celtics were seemingly unwilling to match. The Magic got a young prospect in Hampton who was considered near lottery talent in last year's draft, as well as a first-round pick. Harris has had a down year but offers potential at shooting guard. Denver, meanwhile, brings in a forward to replace Jerami Grant, who departed for Detroit during the offseason. The Celtics' reported offer was a first-round pick and one of their young wings. It's unclear whether a second first-round pick was on the table, but Denver's package suggests the Celtics weren't going to budge. Chicago acquires Troy Brown for Daniel GaffordThe. The reported deal: Troy Brown and Mo Wagner to Chicago for Daniel GaffordThe and Chandler Hutchinson. The Bulls and Wizards shuffle around a few players. The Wizards get an interesting backup big in GaffordThe, while Chicago adds Brown to its wing depth. Celtics acquire Evan Fournier for 2 first-round picks. The reported deal: Fournier to Boston for 2 second-round picks. The Celtics picked up a big scoring upgrade, acquiring Fournier, who averaged nearly 20 points per game for Orlando. Fournier fits into the traded player exception created by Gordon Hayward's sign and trade this offseason. He will be a free agent this summer. Full details here. Bulls acquire Nikola Vucevic for Wendell Carter Jr. The reported deal: the Bulls sent former lottery pick Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter and 2 first-round picks, one with light protections, to the Magic for Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq. The Bulls picked up an all-star to play next to Zach LaVine. The Magic began their teardown in earnest. Cavaliers deal JaVale McGee to Denver Nuggets. The reported deal: JaVale McGee to Denver for Isaiah Hartenstein and 2 second-round picks.